Lincoln Railer football on WLCN 96.3 FM and streaming live at WLCNonline.com is brought to you by Grow Incorporated, Fifth Street Food Mart, Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois, The Carpet House, Rickham State Farm Insurance, Lincoln IGA, Town & Country Bank, Eaton Corporation, Lincoln College, Lincoln Heating and Cooling, Lincoln Printers, Friendship Manor, Bright Ideas Screen Printing and Embroidery, Corey Leonard Shelter Insurance, Mama's Arcade Cafe, Collision Concepts, Headline Salon LLC, AG Farms and Trucking, Lincoln Public Library, Seth Goodman at Me Realty, Memorial Sports Care at Abraham Lincoln Memorial Hospital, Chicago Street Rentals on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln, Anytime Fitness, Family Custom Cleaners Tanning, Laundromat, and U-Haul, and Stufferia Pizza.
You know, we have watched this team for years, Coach. The special teams sometimes still struggle.
Well, it's you just have assignments. You got to stay in lanes. Now they're kicking short.
Onside kick. Tried to go short. Tried to catch the Panthers sleeping. Didn't happen. Kick went right to number 42 for the Panthers, who is Kendall Doherty, Caleb Doherty's brother, and tried a little gamesmanship there off the front.
Well, I'm not so sure if it was an onside kick trying to get it back or just to kick it short to prevent a long return, and it did do that, but Eisenhower's going to start on their own 45, great field position.
The Railer defense comes out in the front. We've got Ben Steiner, Seth Gleason, and Zach Prather across the front. Add Colton Grant for a four-man front. Scott Lesson, Will Trent, Braden Tanner are our linebackers. Alec Linares, Zach Moncom, KT Gord in the defensive backfield. This is going to be a challenge here as Eisenhower gets under center. Caleb Doherty takes the snap, drops back, two-step drop, quick throw. That's a catch, first down, still not down. Finally brought down by Zach Prather after about 11-yard pickup.
Well, they came out in trips to the right and threw it back to the short side, to the left side, and right there, the first play, Lincoln missed a tackle, which gave him a chance to get the extra yardage and a first down.
No huddle offense for Decatur Eisenhower as they all look to the sideline, get the play. Center back up over the ball. Doherty about 3-4 yards deep in the backfield. Single back. I would guess that's Salat Al-Nuruddin. He is their big runner. Back to pass again. Doherty, now he scrambles a little bit to the left. Arm tackle chance. Almost had it by the Railers. Doherty loose. Picked up a first down. Finally pushed out of bounds by Zach Moncom. But again, poor tackling.
Another missed tackle there at the line of scrimmage. He went back to throw and didn't find his receiver and ran right away, but we missed a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and that resulted in another first down.
It's okay, Coach. You can call me Bob. I know Bobby V's in Florida this time. It's okay. Bob, Ben, makes no difference. Doherty back now in the shotgun, waiting. Three receivers out to the left for the Panthers. The Railers wait. Fake draw, quick throw out to the flat, to the left. Couple more missed tackles. 3-4 finally brings him down. That's three passes, Coach. 3 straight first downs for this Decatur Eisenhower offense. I think they are as they were promised to be.
Well, and you can tell their game plan was to come out and try to throw the ball. I'm sure they know they can run it. They wanted to work on their passing game. They've done that, and on the first 3 plays, 3 completions, and they're knocking on the door inside the 20.
You've got trips to the left. Stefan Bobbitt out on the far end. Doherty still not been under center so far. He's 3 yards deep in the backfield. Here comes the snap. Takes it. This is a run. Salat Al-Nuruddin up through a large hole. Makes it to just inside the 5. Brought down by a gang of Railers led by Seth Gleason, the big defensive nose tackle.
Well, he just put his head down after he got through the line of scrimmage, and he bumped into a couple of Railers who finally got him down on the 5, their fourth down of this early drive.
Tempo. The Panthers trying to push as fast as they can. The referees stop the play. It looks like Alex Linares, the free safety, who's leading the team in tackles, coming off holding his shoulder. That's going to be a big blow to this Railer defense if he's not out there.
Yeah, he's a leading tackler in the first 3 games of the season, and his arm's kind of hanging there, his right arm and his shoulder, and the trainer helping him off the field there.
He's a tough kid. He's had some hip injuries over the years. This is going to hurt him as much to not be on the field as much as the injury does. But back to the action. Doherty in the shotgun, lines up, ready for the snap, still trips to the left. Here's the snap, quick throw over the middle. Oh,
intercepted!
Interception,
yes.
And we should get suplexed in the end zone.
Yeah,
Colton Lockwood was the intended receiver.
Yeah, I don't see a flag, but they could have been.
That looked like Quentin Bone who made the interception and then got picked up and WWE style slammed to the ground, but good break for the Railsplitters. That had 6 points written all over it, Coach.
Well, yeah, that was just a missed catch there. It ran right off his shoulder pad in the Lincoln defender, and you said that was Bone?
But it looked like Bone made the interception right there, and so we'll start with the ball on the 20. Fortune favoring the Railsplitters here. 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Still scored nothing here as Lincoln hosts the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers. The Railsplitters now are on offense. Senior Garrett Isles up 2 steps deep into the backfield. Here's the handoff. That goes to Titus Cannon right up the middle, and probably going to be a 1-yard loss. We're going to see some different ball carriers this game, Coach. Talked to Seth Bass Thursday, said that after running Andrew Yount 33 times against Springfield High, going to try and share the load.
Yeah, I think Yount's going to get his share of carries tonight, or this morning, whenever we were playing here, but you're right, they'll spread it around a little more, maybe not give him 33.
We got 2 wide to each side for the Railers. Isles turns, fires. Titus Cannon with the catch to the outside, tries to get around a man. Will probably pick up 3 or 4 on the quick pass. It's going to set up now a 3rd down and maybe, what do you say, long 5 on that?
Yeah, probably 6 yards on the pickup, and Isles made a nice throw there. He bulleted it out there, and then Cannon caught it and ran straight downfield, picked up 6, I think, on that play.
The Railsplitters do their double huddle. The offensive linemen meet 3 yards deep. The skill position backs about 5 yards deep, but still, this is pretty good tempo. Railers up. Big Sage Conradi with his hand on the ball. Isles takes the snap. Fake. He's back. Screen. It's a screen pass, and just threw it to the other side of Yount. They had a lane. They had the blockers. Problem was Isles had 3 guys in his face.
Well, he had time to get rid of it, but his intended receivers looked like they had 3 defenders right around them also, and then it's kind of hard to complete it there, and he got rid of it quickly, and so it's going to set up a 4th and 5 for the Railers from their own 25.
We're setting up for the pooch punt, the signature 4th down for the Lincoln Railsplitters. Now this is a dangerous play to have to defend because Garrett Isles, who's the quarterback, takes it. Now he's rolling. Looks like he's going to keep it. He's going to keep it, and he's getting pushed out of bounds. It looks like he picked up that 1st down, but Isles
a little slow getting up.
He got shoved pretty hard as he was going out and went into the sidelines of his own man. Isles, tough 3-sport athlete playing basketball and baseball for the Railers. 1st down, Lincoln. You hear the crowd, as large as it is here at Handlin Field, reacting to this. So far, some good breaks for this Lincoln team, Coach.
Well, he had a little running room there. They didn't contain him on the outside, so instead of punting, which he would have done, I think, had he not seen that running lane, he got to the outside and picked up 6 on a 1st down.
Tyler O'Rear, a sophomore, checking in now. Isles, not under center, about 2 steps back from Big Sage Conradi, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. They were trying to go for maybe an option play, and that's just straight hustle. We saw the play from number 28, Timon Scott, for the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers, coming in and making a big loss, 6 yards.
Yeah, actually about 8 yards, I think, from the line of scrimmage because they were on the 31. But, yeah, he didn't have any time. I'm not sure if he was trying to shovel it out there or wanted to hand off, but he didn't have time to do either one and took the big loss.
Railers attacking the corners a lot more this game. Against Springfield High, it was more up the gut, now trying to set the edge. Railers now back in. We've got 2 wide to both sides. Isles in the shotgun, takes the snap. Quick throw, knocked down. Timon Scott again, an athlete making an athletic play.
Well, that's the same play that he did complete to Cannon earlier, and they just missed it at that time. This time they were there to knock it down before he could get it out to the outside.
The Railers working the near side of the field to us. It's to Isles' left side. It helps him as a left-handed quarterback. Nothing. 8:48 to go. First quarter. Lincoln Railsplitters hosting the Eisenhower Panthers. The game delayed last night. Picked it up. Lincoln already on this drive. They picked up an interception in the end zone. Stopped Eisenhower out of the.
There's a hole.
Andrew Yount with a big run, and he's going to get just back past the original line of scrimmage. But as you said, Coach, they were 8 yards deep, so that's about a 9-yard pickup.
Well, he had a nice hole there off the left side between the guard and tackle, and he just saw that running space and went right upfield with it and picked up a nice gain of. He was on the 23, so he got 10 on it.
The Railers back for their pooch punt positions. I expect with 10 yards to pick up, 9 yards to pick up, Coach, they'll probably try and punt it. Isles takes the snap. It's a high kick, going to be out of bounds. Depends on where they're going to spot, but looks like Eisenhower is probably going to take over at about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that pooch kick, but when you're running toward the sideline and then you kick at the sideline, it goes out of bounds in a hurry, and you don't get near as many yards.
If you are on the field with the Railer offense, they've worked it to the left, to the left, to the left, and they just didn't have the short side of the field. There's not a lot of room for that ball to travel. We've got 8:14 on the clock here in the first quarter. 0-0 score. Decatur Eisenhower versus the Lincoln Railsplitters. I'm Benjamin Yount in for Bobby V with the game here on 96.3. The coach, Ken Schweitzer, always alongside. It has been exciting. The Railers getting some good breaks. That interception in the end zone that kept Eisenhower out. Caleb Doherty now back in the shotgun for Eisenhower as they take over. Read option, drops it. Salat Al-Nuruddin dropped the ball, and he is wildly going to be put down in the backfield, and that's a big loss.
Yeah, they almost turned it over there. He fumbled it and took the Railers a little while to get him down, but they finally did for a loss, and that was nice defense, nice swarming on the ball. They had a lot of people there.
Doherty and Al-Nuruddin, both good runners, so the read option where the quarterback holds it and decides at the absolute last minute, I think that neither one of them were sure who was going to get it. Doherty back in the shotgun as Eisenhower lines up for this now second and long. He takes the snap. There it is. Another run, Al-Nuruddin, and the Railers swarm him. Ben Steiner, Seth Gleason, Trent Whittam, all in on the tackle. This is an aggressive Railer defense and tackling much better these two plays.
So far here in the first quarter, that's a short gain, about 6 yards, and that's not bad after the big loss on the first down, but their number one running back is, stopped for a gain there of only 6.
The clock is ticking, about 7 minutes. Doherty is in the shotgun. Eisenhower with the ball. Nothing here. He's back to pass. Doherty now running out to his left. If he gets the edge, he could go. A little toss past the first down and more. Colton Lockwood gets away from a couple of tacklers, and he's in for the touchdown. That's just bad tackling. Had an opportunity to get him, and he ran around 4, 5, 6 defenders. Mobile quarterback and a tough receiver to bring down.
Well, the quarterback ran to his, rolled out to his left and bought him some time, and Lockwood just got open. There was nobody around to defend him on the pass reception, and then, as you said, Ben, he just broke a few tackles and went to the middle of the field and to the end zone.
It is fundamentals. Can't reach, can't grab these kids with the arms. You got to move your body. Eisenhower now ready for the PAT. They'll line up. Looks like they're going to kick it. The hold is down. The kick is up. Not very impressive, but it is enough. 7-0 as we have 6:45 left in the first quarter. Eisenhower up by a touchdown. We'll be back in 60 seconds here with Railer football on 96.3 WLCN. The Lincoln Railers back to receive the kick as we get back underway. First quarter action here from Handlin Field. I'm Benjamin Yount, Coach Ken Schweitzer along next to us, and that just was a mental mistake as the Railers field the kick had running room, but he picked it up with his knee on the ground. Coach.
Yeah, I picked it up and went to put his knee on the ground to secure it, and maybe not realizing that made it a dead ball because he had a little running room. He could have gone probably at least 10 yards straight ahead. but unfortunately he took a knee, the ball's down, and Lincoln's going to take over on, it looks like, their own 23-yard line.
The Decatur Eisenhower Panthers are what they were promised to be, a team that can score a lot of points, drove the ball very well their first two positions. One ended in an interception for the Railers in the end zone. The next was a touchdown, and here's a handoff to Andrew Yount. He goes, can't get the hole, and he's brought straight down by 3. The Railers walking back up to the ball. 5 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Lincoln nothing, Eisenhower 7. Isles puts his foot down, takes the snap, hands it off to Yount. Yount's got plenty of room, had to push his blocker down. Nathan Campbell got in the way. Andrew pushes him down, runs over top of him, but now we're looking at a fourth and very short, fourth and manageable, 4th and 2. If Campbell would have been a step quicker, we may have had a first down.
I know, he pulls out there to lead the blocking through the hole, and instead he kind of fills the hole, and Yount had, as you said, push him out of the way, and he got some good yardage, but it's a 4th and short for the Railers.
The Railers line up 2 to each side. Here comes the Eisenhower blitz.
Yeah.
Yount pushes right in. He was met at the line. There was nowhere to go. A big stop by the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers, and that was just all blocking up front.
Well, yeah, and that's they ran that play 3 times in a row, basically the same play. And Eisenhower, they had a blitz on. They were filling the holes and stopped it for no gain.
This is going to be a short field for the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers as they pick up 7-0. 5 minutes, 1 second left in this first quarter. Lincoln versus Decatur Eisenhower here at Handlin Field. A Saturday game after we were rained out last night. Caleb Doherty so far doing almost all of his damage in the air. They haven't run very much, and when they have with Salat Al-Nuruddin, it's been stopped. Doherty in the shotgun, 5 yards, 3 yards deep, waiting for the ball. Here it comes, looks, throws, hits Stephon Jarrett in the hands, and another case of the drops for the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers.
Yeah, the pass he was on the wide side on the right, and he was slanting across the middle. The ball was a little low, but catchable, as you said, Ben, but he dropped it there coming across the middle.
Eisenhower playing now 2 wide each side. This is a team that can throw. Colton Lockwood, number 1, up off to the wide side of the field, seems to be Caleb Doherty's favorite target. Quick pass, tipped, another interception.
Run.
This one's KT Goard.
Run.
He's got the ball. Midfield interception. Railers. 4:48 on the clock in the first quarter, and that's the second turnover of this high-powered offense. One of the best ways to stop a high-powered offense, Coach, put them on the sidelines.
Well, Doherty's only been intercepted twice in the first 3 games of the season, and the Railers have gotten it twice here in this game in the first quarter.
Momentum definitely on the side of the boys in green and red. Lincoln trailing 7-0, 4:48 first half. I'm Benjamin Yount, in for Bobby V. Coach Ken Schweitzer up here in the booth at beautiful Handlin Field. Now the Railers on offense again, 2 to the wide side, up off to the right. Isles takes the snap, drops back, looks for somebody to throw to. He's scrambling. He's just going to throw that one away as he goes out of bounds. It looked like it was going to be another screen or a quick pass to the left side, the short side of the field, Coach, but the Eisenhower pressure forced his decision.
Yeah, the defensive end got in there untouched on him and forced him to evade him and get to the outside, but they couldn't find any receiver, and they did the right thing and just throwing her out of bounds.
We're 4:41 we have 4:41 in the first quarter. Lincoln down by a touchdown, but they have the momentum. A couple of turnovers, and this Lincoln Railer defense standing up to one of the most high-powered offenses in the conference. Isles now in shotgun, 2 steps back from Big Sage Conradi as he puts a man in motion, describes the play, sits back, calls timeout. It looked like there was some confusion, just not everybody on the same page, and he had to call timeout before the play clock ran out.
Well, when your wide receiver has to come into the inside to get the call again or whatever, it eats up the time, and they did the right thing, calling timeout instead of taking a penalty for a delay.
Keegan Houghton came in, looked, still couldn't tell. You can tell you've coached these kids, you've taught in high school. As a parent of high school children, you can tell that look in their eyes even from up here at the board. You just kind of look and see. This is surprising so far. We'll keep it here. We won't take the break because it's just a short timeout. But surprising so far how well this defense been playing.
Well, they've they missed some tackles, but they're aggressive. They've gang tackled some, and they've hung in there. And of course, Eisenhower's made 2 big mistakes, actually 3 if you count the fumble, which they recovered but lost yardage on it, and the Railers have taken advantage of that.
An explosive offense, but sometimes explosive means mistakes. Railers now with the ball, second down. Isles takes the snap, hands it off. Andrew Yount running into his own blockers again, but with another pickup. I think that there's going to be a conversation with Nathan Campbell to maybe pick up a little bit of speed. That's the second time we've seen Yount run right into his backside.
Yeah, the offensive line just needs to get off the ball and get the fire out, and now Lincoln's in no huddle.
Campbell is pulling and getting into that hole. Isles takes the snap, hands to Yount, right in the backfield. That was a big stop as number 42 Kendall Doherty came blaring through an open hole and pushed the Railers back now 4 yards. It's going to be fourth down, and I'll say 8 before the first down. Looks like we're going to swap, and it looks like a Railer punt. So again, a turnover that fizzles.
Well, I think that maybe Coach Bass there was trying to fool the Eisenhower with the no huddle, but it kind of backfired. Lincoln lost yards on it.
Pooch punt formation for Lincoln. Garrett Isles takes the snap, and he kicks it pooch style. It will once again go out of bounds, and I think it flips the field just a little bit here as Lincoln gets ready to go back on defense again. 3:39 on the clock in the first quarter, with Decatur Eisenhower up 7-0 here on the Lincoln Railsplitters. Because of the no huddle, because of the tempo of this, it's going to be tough for us to get in all of our breaks, but we can't forget about all of our wonderful sponsors. Well, usually on Saturday morning, we'd be telling you to join Scott Kirby and Jake Johnson for the Cheap Seats Live, but since we are playing on Saturday morning, and they already played, pick them up next Saturday. Caleb Doherty with the snap, hands it off. Salat Al-Nuruddin to the outside, plenty of blocking, and he picks up 15 yards without much effort. He was untouched till Alex Linares pushed him out of bounds, 15 yards past the first down.
Well, he got a great crackback block from his wide receiver there on one of the pursuers, and that gave him room down the sideline. He picked up good yardage out to the 48.
Eisenhower does not huddle up. They go. They all look to the sideline to get the play, so they are very quick to reset. Caleb Doherty now back in the shotgun looking for the snap. They've got two wide to both sides. Al-Nuruddin in the backfield, and it's a handoff to Al-Nuruddin. He's stymied, but again, with the arm tackles, we're going to have a flag come out. Don't know if it's going to be a face mask or if it's going to be some sort of a hold, but that came out towards the end of the run in the backfield.
Yeah, it's going to be holding when it comes from the back judge like that, or the referee. But and that's again a couple missed tackles, but they didn't quit on it, and they got him down. Not a long gain on the run, but the last two plays now in this series, Eisenhower came out running the ball instead of passing the ball. So they're going to try everything they can, and I'm sure Lincoln will take this penalty, be a 10-yarder from the spot of the foul.
Push them back second and long. The Railers are trying to arm tackle, but they are moving their bodies to swarm to put a wall in front of Al-Nuruddin. Nuruddin, by the way, is a very, very good runner. Came into the game 428 yards, 4 touchdowns. He would be their offense if not for Caleb Doherty, who needs just a couple of hundred yards to hit 1,000 passing yards so far. Eisenhower now back ready to go. They've got 2 to each side. Doherty in the shotgun, single back. Al-Nuruddin back with him. Here's the snap. It's the handoff. Al-Nuruddin again swarmed by the Railer defense, and he's going to lose even more yards.
Yeah, the same thing, and I'm not watching the up-front people for Eisenhower. They've got some size on the offensive line, but Lincoln's defense doing a nice job holding him down for just 1-yard gain there.
Big Seth Gleason, big Ben Steiner getting some push, getting some movement up the front, and the runs to the edge really help. Doherty now back again in the shotgun, again single back, again 2 wide to both sides. Here's the snap, drops back, ready to throw, steps in, looks like he's going. He was going for Stephon Bobbitt, and Bobbitt makes just a great center field catch. Watched the lollipop of the ball come in, timed it, jumped up, and caught it perfectly.
In the Railer defense, there was 2 defenders right there with him, but when he went up to catch the ball, the Railers did not go up, and he was able to get above him and make the reception for a big gain down to the 25.
Bobbitt jumped over both Quentin Bone and KT Gord to make the catch. Eisenhower now back up on the line. Center's hand on the ball, Doherty in the shotgun, takes the snap. It's a handoff. Al-Nuruddin cuts it back up the middle. They're not going to get him. 6 points. Touchdown. Salat Al-Nuruddin. That was a cutback and just a good back, exploiting a good hole, and he's running with 2:38 left in the first quarter. It is 13, likely to be 14-0. Decatur Eisenhower. You can only arm tackle for so long, Coach.
Well, and he had a nice hole that time. We could see it from up here. Nice alley to run through, and then when he got to the secondary, you're right, they missed a couple tackles.
Here comes the snap, the hold, the kick. It's up. Again, doesn't have to be too strong, just has to get over the board. 14-0 Decatur Eisenhower. 2:38 left here in the first quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more Railer football from Handlin Field here on WLCN. The Lincoln Railsplitters back to receive the kick as we rejoin the action here at Handlin Field. Benjamin Yount alongside Coach Ken Schweitzer.
Go catch it.
Short kick. Somebody better get up under that. Somebody better get up under that. It was a short, high kick that rolled backwards. I think from where I see it, looks like, yep, Decatur Eisenhower got it. All of the Railers looked to block. Coach, nobody turned around to pick up the ball.
And that looked like a planned kick. They kicked it right where they wanted to, short like that, I think. And as you said, it took an unlucky bounce for the Railers. Came right back at Eisenhower, and they got people on it. And you're right, the Railers looked like they were a little asleep on that. Because somebody should have gone and caught that right away.
Timeout for Eisenhower as they look to regroup. They're up 14-0. We're 2:36 left to go here into the first quarter. And though the scoreboard, we are down, this has not been a bad quarter. If you are a Railer football fan, if you watch this team week in, week out, like you and I do, Coach, there's a lot of stuff to say, hey, we look better this week.
It's a matter of a couple big plays that have hurt them, but created a couple turnovers. He made a couple interceptions and ran some good plays for a first down. Yeah, there's some positive things out there, but again, it's some missed tackles and some big plays that have just come back and put the Panthers ahead by 2 scores here late in the first quarter. Now, after that little incident on the kickoff where Eisenhower recovered, and they're in Lincoln territory again, Railers took their second timeout, and I don't think Coach is too pleased with what just happened.
Yeah, there was a lot of stern talking to going on the sidelines from the Railer coaching staff, but this defense now back out. Alex Linares, the free safety who walked off with what looked like a shoulder injury, is now back out on the field. He's going to have his hands full dealing with this high-power Eisenhower offense. Doherty back in the shotgun, 2 wide both sides. Ball's now been snapped, steps back, throw, quick pass, hits Stefan Jarrett, and Jarrett is going to run across it. Oh, big hit, fumble, ball's loose. That looked like either Trent Whittam or Scott Lesson. Couldn't see who put the hit on, but somebody delivered a big blow. Railer ball, another turnover. 2:27 to play in the first quarter, and the Railers get the ball. The third turnover we've recovered this first quarter.
Well, after the interception, he ran laterally and then gave a ground a little bit and didn't see the Railer come up and nail him, and that popped the ball loose, and Railers were there to make the recovery. Their third turnover of the game, and Railers have it on their own 37-yard line.
As a coach, it's got to frustrate you so much to see such a talented, fast, athletic kid make a play, and trying to hustle ends up costing the team. The Railers now back up on the line. Big Sage Conradi hand on the ball. Isles 3 steps back. Here comes the blitz. Takes the pause, perhaps audibling, waiting to change the play. Isles gets the snap, handoff. We're going to get a flag. Somebody moved.
I don't know if he changed the play or what, but it didn't look good from the snap there. And it's going to be a procedure penalty against the Railers, but it almost was an offsides on Decatur as they were coming on the right side and got back before the snap.
Brent Marlin is in on the offensive line, and the Marlin twins, just sophomores, but contributing heavily to this team. And yeah, it looked like somebody on the offensive line, maybe a sort of knee twitch as they were anticipating having to step off and make the block. The Railers now 1st and 15 to go as they look into the teeth teeth of this Decatur Eisenhower defense. Isles 3 yards deep in his own backfield, puts a man in motion. Titus Cannon running from right to left. Handoff to Yount. Yount's got to have to make the corner. Tries, doesn't get there. Tyler O'Rear trying to block and set the edge, and it looks like somebody from Eisenhower rolled up on O'Rear's ankle or knee. He's laying on the ground, slow to get up. We're not going to have a stoppage of play as he rubs some dirt on it. But I talked with Coach Bass earlier this week, Coach, and he said they're going to try and exploit the edge. It's tough when you can't block from the wide receiver position.
You know, he was trying to make a block, but they had somebody in the backfield before that too, and that was that Yount on that ball carry?
It was Yount on the ball carry and didn't get very far. Railers back now up. Sage Conradi puts his hand on the ball. Garrett Isles 3 steps behind him, takes the snap. Inside handoff to Andrew Yount, and number 42, Kendall Doherty, is just coming straight through from his linebacker position. He's untouched.
And he came from the offside, from the back side, but you're right, untouched, and you know, it's a field day for him out there playing like that.
He is running down the play from behind. Most of the tackles on Lincoln ball carriers, certainly most of the tackles on Yount on those inside handoffs, have been brought down from behind. 1:15 on the clock in the first quarter. Lincoln Railers down 14-0 as we play the game. Saturday it was rained out. Friday night, Eisenhower lining up 4-man front. Lincoln 2 wide to each side. Isles in the back, puts his foot down, takes the snap, throw. Nathan Putnight with it, turns. He's running, crosses the original line of scrimmage, still on his feet, shakes off a tackle. Big pass, big catch. It's a shame that happened on 3rd down, because now we're looking at 4th and 2.
Yeah, well, and then I'm sure this is a 4 down. They'll go for it here, I think, near midfield, probably anyway. I hope so. But we'll see what Coach decides to do. But that was a nice move. As soon as he made the catch, he pivoted to the outside and picked up some nice yards and good hard run after the catch.
First time we've seen a play run to the wide side, the right side of the field. Isles is a left-handed quarterback. Now we've got a fancy formation, 1 man to snap. The big Sage guy.
Yeah.
They snap it. One of the offensive linemen picks it up. That was number 75, Sage Conradi, and direct snap. It looked like maybe from Yount to Conradi. He runs right over his blocker, falls forward. That's going to be a 1st down, although we may get a measurement depending on the spot.
It's close. Somebody got into his legs and he kind of fell forward, luckily, but kind of a trick play. It's kind of fun to see that one. And when you put the ball in Conradi's hands, as long as he doesn't fumble it, you know, you picked up 2 on it.
We had 8 Railers run to the near sideline, to the Railers sideline right in front of us, line up as if they were on the line themselves. It didn't matter who was in what position, and then you had 3. They direct snap to Conradi, and he just 3 steps and falls forward. It looks from here like he got the 1st down. I see Eisenhower pointing back. The measurement. Oh.
Nope, I don't think so.
That is going to be, it may be the length of the final.
Just a chain link. Yeah.
Oh.
I tell you see that formation a lot sometimes on extra points, and then the line shifts and goes back over the ball because the defense adjusts to it. And they were scrambling trying to adjust on defense that time, and Conradi had a little room to run, picked up 2 yards, but came up a link on the chain short.
Just like Yount ran into his blocker, and that I think delayed his progress. Turnover on downs. If I can be the homer that I think I can here on 96.3 WLCN calling Railer football, that was a terrible spot. The Eisenhower Panthers now back on offense. Doherty in the shotgun, 2 wide to both sides. Al-Nuruddin the only back in the backfield with him. Here it is. Snap. It's going to be a handoff. Al-Nuruddin cuts back what looked like was going to be a 2-yard loss. He cuts, snaps, 5-yard gain, cuts it up to about the 42-yard line. This is an offense that likes to move the ball, Coach.
Yeah, they do, and you're right. They look like they had him at the line of scrimmage, but he's a good running back, and he picked up 5 yards on the play.
We're 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Lincoln taking advantage of some turnovers, keeping Eisenhower out of the end zone, but unfortunately, the Railer offense not being able to move it. We're going to switch sides of the field, which means we're going to take a break. We're going to be back in 60 seconds right here on 96.3 WLCN. Caleb Doherty is back and throws the ball as we rejoin the action here at Handlin Field. Benjamin Yount alongside the coach Ken Schweitzer. Lincoln is down 14-0 as we enter this second quarter. The scoreboard not in our favor, Coach, though. This is a game that has had a lot of breaks for the Lincoln Railsplitters. Railsplitters. This is better than I think a lot of people expected against this high-powered Decatur Eisenhower offense.
Yeah, and I think Lincoln has created a few of those breaks and taken advantage of them. Eisenhower obviously making some mistakes there. They're the first play here in the second quarter. They went for the long pass and overthrew it, but he's got a pretty good arm, Doherty.
Caleb Doherty is a player. Coach Seth Bass said that this Eisenhower offense is the second best in the conference, next only to SHG. They go trips to the right. Doherty back 5 yards in his own backfield. Single back it is on the Redin. Steps back. Now he's got some room, and there's a sack brought down. That was a big play. Tyson Opal. No, Colton Grant. Colton Grant came up and made the sack, and it's now 4th down and 11. Big momentum changer. I don't see the punt team coming on for the Eisenhower Panthers, so apparently 4-down territory for Decatur. Coach?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it here. Up 2 scores, I guess you can take that gamble. And
when you've got an arm like Caleb Doherty, you can always take the gamble. Trips to the wide side of the field, up off to the right. Doherty back in the shotgun. Low snap, takes it, steps, fires. Stephon Bobbitt makes the catch, and there wasn't a Railer defender within 3 yards of him, and they made that look easy.
Yeah, well, he was out wide to the right, and they had a slot man there too, and Lincoln had a couple defenders, but he came just a slant to the inside, and as you said, he was wide open, and Doherty hit him on the numbers.
The Panthers don't huddle up. They're quick to the line. Doherty still single back in the shotgun, 3 now to the left. It's a handoff on Nuruddin, and he cuts to the edge. Again, 3, 4, 5 Railers put the hit, but they were arm tackles. Nuruddin picks up. That's going to be a first down. I say a pickup of at least 15, if not 16. And they had him, Coach. They had him cornered in the backfield, but Railer defenders arm tackling Salat al-Nuruddin and could not bring him to the ground. Tempo for the Panthers. Doherty not under center. He hasn't been under center all game. He's deep in the backfield. Trips again to the left. Surveys the defense. Sets. Puts his foot down. Takes the snap. Step. Throw. Slot pass. That's number 14, Lamonte Williams, and that's a touchdown.
With the touchdown catch.
Well, they made it look easy on those last few plays, Bob. He had plenty of time. He didn't need a lot of time because his receiver got open and just sidestepped one tackler and went right into the end zone on the left side.
This offense is what we were told it was going to be. They throw the ball. They run the ball. They put up a lot of points and a lot of yards against the best defenses in the conference, and they have put up 20 points already here on Lincoln. We're about ready to go 21 as the PAT team comes on. The holder takes his knee. We wait. Lincoln trying to be aggressive, coming up off the corner. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's up. Not very pretty, but it's good. 21-0. Decatur Eisenhower up over the Lincoln Railsplitters. 10:38 left on the clock in the second quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds as we do Railer football, a Saturday edition on 96.3 WLCN.
It's going to go down, and Lincoln's going to fall on.
Lincoln falls on the ball for the kickoff as we return to the action here at Handlin Field. 21-0 Decatur Eisenhower, 10:35 to play in the second quarter. I'm Benjamin Yount. Calling the game in for Bobby V, who will be back next week. Alongside us is Coach Ken Schweitzer. As always, we got to say a special thanks to all of our sponsors, including Timbercrest Veterinary Service PC, located both in Lincoln and Atlanta. Sun Loan and Tax Service in Lincoln for the prizes which the LCHS varsity cheerleaders have been tossing into the crowd today. Isles back. He's in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands off to Yount. Cut back, and he just is swarmed. There are holes there, Coach, but it seems that the Eisenhower defenders are coming through the holes and not letting the ball carrier for Lincoln go through them.
They're pretty small holes if there are holes there. And, you just got to sustain some blocks, which they don't do very well right now. And as you said, the Eisenhower defenders are filling in a hurry. And we said before the game that they were aggressive on defense, and we're seeing that now as they get to the line and to the backfield almost as soon as the running back does.
Railers come back up to the ball. Sage Conrad, he puts his hand. Isles is 2-3 steps deep in his own backfield. Takes the snap, hands off to Yount. Yount met immediately, and now they're pushing him back. It's tough to run the ball when you've got defenders in the backfield. And number 50, Antonio Hamilton for the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers, was standing, waiting for as we used to do when he was a little kid at our house, Coach. switch. You'd catch him at the end of the slide, and that's exactly what looked like was happening. Lincoln, after some flashes of sharp offense in the first quarter, their first two offensive plays of this second quarter marching backwards. 9:25 on the clock, 21-0 Decatur Eisenhower. The Railers coming back up to the ball. Isles in the shotgun. He's got two to the left, one to the right. He's got Yount in the backfield with him.
Isles now looking things up.
Puts a man in motion. That's Pudnight coming across the field. Here's the snap. Handoff. Yount.
No, that was Yount.
It was a read option looking play. Andrew Yount, 2 steps, tackled. That has been the series of this drive. And I think that Andrew has run that ball 3 times, and I don't think he's picked up a single yard on this drive. It is a combination of a very fast, very aggressive Decatur Eisenhower team and just not being able to block.
Well, three carries and -4 yards, and you'd like to maybe try to throw it sometime like that, but you just don't have much time to do that either, and really negates what some of the things you can try to do on offense when you don't block very well.
Had a successful pass to Pudnight in the first quarter, but nothing yet. Now we're waiting for one man, and it's Andrew Yount who was slow to get up. We're going to take the penalty.
Timeout.
Timeout. That's our last timeout here of the first half. They were lined up for the pooch punt, and somebody forgot that they were part of the kick team this game.
Yeah, well, you got it. Yeah, that's you're in week 4, and you hope that's not happening now. Sometimes in week 1 you have those problems, but you don't want to have them as you get close to the middle of the season. But on that last play, the Railers, one of the linemen was pulled out to the right side, and looked like the play was going left. So I'm not sure if there's some confusion there in the blocking or what's going on. But our running backs are just having a tough time finding a place to go.
We've made some changes on the offensive line. You see a couple of new faces there this week than last. Hey, don't forget, today you can pop by over to Grau Chevrolet. The Grau team going to be hosting a test drive event benefiting the Lincoln High School Choir, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Come out to Grau, test drive one of the designated new Chevys, Buicks, or Cadillacs, and Grau's going to donate $25 to the LCHS Choir program, $10 to JDRF. Isles with the pooch punt, kicks it right to an Eisenhower player. He slips a tackle, and he's out. He's got the edge. He's got some blockers. That may come back.
There's a penalty.
Yep, we're going to get, who was that? We've got 3 Railers who are slow to get up, a couple of crackbacks. Now we're going to get a flag for excessive celebration. Well, Andrew Yount was one who was slow to get back up, and we still have a Railer on the ground here.
I think the first flag in the middle of the field was a illegal block against Yount, but as you said, he got back up. Then there was one in the end zone. I didn't see that, but as you said, they over-celebrated, and who's down? I don't know if he got hit or how he went down.
Well, there were 2 crackback blocks that I saw. One against the Railer who is still down. The second against Yount, who got late. He was away from the ball. There
was no need for that block.
There was no need. The ball carrier was already into the end zone when you saw Yount go down. And then there's a third flag in the end zone, which is certainly going to be excessive celebration. But the concern here is that there is a Railer player still laying down, crumpled over. It looked as if perhaps a low hit. You never want to be able to see that on a football field. And Coach, to begin the season,
it looks like
96, Zach Prather. And he's looks to be holding his knee.
No, they're not looking at any. I don't know if he just got the wind knocked out of him, I'm guessing maybe. He's getting up, so I think that's it. It's not a leg or a knee or anything.
Limping as if maybe a shot to the hip. It's good to see him get up. I know his mom's going to be worried about that as he limps off. But I saw bodies flying as Eisenhower tried every opportunity it had to make a hit. But this is some of them excessive and well after the play had moved by. Some more of our Railer football sponsors. Got to say thanks to the folks over at Mama's Arcade Cafe. Great homemade breakfast and lunch served 513 Pulaski Nicky Street, beautiful historic downtown Lincoln. Give them a call, 735-1443. Stuffteria Pizza on the Logan Street curve in Lincoln. Open 7 days a week for carry-out, drive-through, and fast-friendly delivery. You know their number, 732-3100. Headline Salon. Visit Brett, Liz, Jenna, and Danielle, 123 South Sangamon in historic downtown Lincoln. Their phone number, 651-8310. Please, walk-ins are welcome.
There's another case of Eisenhower just taking another touchdown off the board for themselves. They had that one without much trouble, and then they made the penalties, and that brought it back to the 49-yard line.
They're on the 49. Doherty back in the shotgun, 2 to each side as he waits for the snap. Here's the ball. Fakes it to Al-Nuruddin. He's going to get the edge, and Doherty can run. Can't arm tackle him. Linares comes up for the hit. And good solid 5-yard pickup. That's the first time we've seen Caleb Doherty run this game.
Yeah, that was who's 38. That's came up and made that tackle for Montcalm. Came up and hung on to him and got him down to the ground. A good job there from his secondary position.
This is a team that likes to move the tempo. The clock continues to move. 7:38 to go in the second quarter. 21-0 Decatur Eisenhower. They've turned the ball over and wiped a score off the board with some sloppy play. Doherty back in the shotgun. Puts his foot down, gets the ball, back to pass, looks. Railers have him cornered. It looks like they're going to bring him down. That's going to be a sack. A gang of Railers gets in, and he didn't get to the outside to run that time, Coach.
Well, and Lincoln had some good coverage maybe downfield, and they're running such long routes, it takes longer for him to find an open receiver, and Lincoln got to him that time and took him down for a loss. And as you said, the last play was his first run of the game. He's their second leading rusher in the first 3 weeks of the season.
When you look to throw the home run ball every time, it takes a little bit to get him down. Now this dangerous trips to the left for Doherty, and he's got his favorite target, Colton Lockwood, way out to the left. Doherty now back in the shotgun, takes the ball, steps back, waits, throws. That's a shot to Stephen Bobbitt. Oh, another fumble, and that's going to be Railer ball. Another case of the drops. Bobbitt wide open, had the first down, but as soon as the Railers got to him, they hit him, stripped the ball, and another turnover recovered by Lincoln.
Another mistake by the Eisenhower Panthers, and that can't make their coaches happy, but the Railers are right there to take advantage and stop this drive, and Lincoln's going to take over with 6:39 in their own territory on about the 37-yard line.
The Eisenhower offense stopping itself as much as the Railer defense. Hey, got to say thanks to our friends at AG Farms and Trucking, now hiring licensed CDL drivers, 217-737-2560. Isles in the shotgun. He puts his foot to the ground. Now we're going to get a whistle to stop the play.
Got a whistle, and we'll see what this is all about.
I don't think we have any more timeouts to call.
Not for the Railers. The side judge is coming in. And
I guess it looks like everybody's happy now.
Don't know what that'll score.
We were trying to figure out what was going on. The guys in the striped shirts wanted to stop the clock and have a seat. Isles throws quick out to the flat. Pudnight had it, took a step, dropped it. They're going to say that he never had it at all. Call it an incomplete pass. I think, Coach, that's just the second pass that I've seen Lincoln throw this game.
Well, they threw in the first quarter. They completed one of those and had an incompletion out here. Actually, that's the sixth pass that they've thrown. Right. They've completed 2, but that one, there's a defender right there. He's trying to thread the needle on that, and that time it was in his hands, Pudnight's hands, but he dropped it.
Eisenhower playing press coverage, not afraid of the speed of these Lincoln Railer defenders. One wide to each side. Yount the back in the backfield. Pudnight in motion. Now they hand it off. Cannon on a bit of a reverse, and he turns it up inside. We're going to get a flag at the end of the play from the linesman behind the defense. That I would hope maybe face masking, Coach.
Maybe, yeah. It looks like I didn't see the signal, but it's against Eisenhower. It was a 3-yard pickup on the play. It looked like they wanted to run wide, but that was defended, and he turned up the field. That was Cannon, I believe, with the ball.
Titus Cannon got it on a reverse. They faked the pitch to Pudnight, turned, could have given the ball to Yount. Instead, they gave it to Cannon. Cannon gets 3, but picks up an extra 5 on the penalty. Now it's 2nd down 3 from the 45 as this Lincoln offense starts to move. Now everybody in tight. Isles takes the snap, pitches it out. Cannon on the outside, well defended. He's not going to go anywhere. And again, another flag as Colton Lockwood slams Titus Cannon to the ground. And it wasn't just that he put him down, Coach. It's that he put his shoulder pad in his his helmet.
Yeah, he drilled him into the ground. That's just unsportsmanlike. We saw that in the end zone earlier. We thought that nothing got called on that one, but that's just not the way to play football. I don't know why they do that. Well, Cannon's probably half his size, and so I guess he thinks he can drill him, but that's a 15-yarder. That's going to be a first down for the Railers into Eisenhower territory.
And it would have been 3rd and long looking at that. Now 6:10 left in the second quarter. 21-0 Decatur Eisenhower, but by hook, by crook, by penalty, by play, the Lincoln Railer offense is moving forward. Isles now back up 3 yards deep, takes the snap, pitches it Cannon to the outside, tries to get through. He gets caught, loses a yard or two. That's just a case again of when the defense is in the backfield, it's tough to get positive yards.
Yeah, and they're just faster than the Railers, and they're getting there, and Railers can't keep them out, and they lose a yard on that play. Cannon, as hard as he tries, he's just a little guy, and he can't get through there.
Collision Concepts, located at 1005 Macon next to Culver's in Lincoln, Logan County's premier collision facility, wishing the best of luck to the Railers for the 2015 season. Go Railers! Offense now back up. Sage Conrad, hand on the ball. 3 to the right of Isles. He takes the snap, hands it off to Yount. Yount trying to get to the edge, but he was there, and he gets slammed to the ground by Colton Lockwood. No flag this time. It's tough to run to the edge, Coach, when you don't have the blocking on the edge.
Well, and on the other side of that, it's tough to run up the middle because there's no place to run there, no holes to run through. So they kind of put them in a bad spot. It's tough to throw. So I'm sure whoever's calling the plays on the sideline are wondering, what can I run now that might work?
The Railers are now back on the other side of the 50-yard line, the 42. It is a 3rd, and I'm going to give it forever as Isles steps back up. He's got 2 wide to both sides. He's 3 yards back from his center. Hands it off to Andrew Yount, and Andrew Yount is met by 2-3 Decatur Eisenhower Panthers. 4th down, even further now. Can't run to the outside, can't run to the inside. It's tough to have an offense.
What was that? Andrew trying to run that one?
It was Andrew Yount. Got the handoff, and you could see where the hole was. It just was filled with Eisenhower Panthers.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Andrew, his stats are going downward because he's got no place to run, but
got a lot of carries, just not a lot of yards.
Yeah.
Isles now deep in punt
and
formation,
they're missing somebody,
counting to make sure that he's got 11. I'm not going to be that good. He's just going to roll out and kick the pooch, and it's going to bounce. Picked up. Eisenhower's going to run it back, and they're not going to get the edge. They're not going to get the edge and return it this time. You've got a couple of flags now come back out. Probably going to be another block in the back, depending on just based on where that flag came from.
Yeah, that's Eisenhower, and that's exactly right. And they're not showing a lot of discipline out there for a team that comes in with a better reputation, at least in the first 3 games of the season.
A team that's up 21-0, 3:49 to play here in this first half. They have been penalizing themselves. Decatur Eisenhower have been doing as much to stop themselves as Lincoln has been doing to stop them. The Lincoln Public Library at 725 Pekin Street. Join educators from Chicago's Adler Planetarium at the Lincoln Public Library for hands-on space science activities for all ages, September 22nd. Look for details on the library website. The Railers now back up on the field, taking their 4-man front up against this high-powered, potent Decatur Eisenhower offense. 3, we've got trips off to the left, to the wide side of the field. Doherty back in shotgun. He puts his foot down. He takes the snap. Steps, just not even a step back, turns and throws. That's Jarrett with the ball, and he's going to get 9 yards. Step in here, step in there. Didn't run forward, just did enough to avoid the blocks.
Well, and on the catch, they threw to the short side, to the weak side of the formation, and their receiver just took a couple steps backwards, and he's wide open. Lincoln's playing off the ball, respecting their speed, but it makes an easy catch and throw and catch for the offense.
It's 2nd and 2, just about the 47-yard line. Doherty still trips to the left, single back, Al-Nuruddin in the backfield with him. He steps, throws, tipped, almost another interception. Linares diving, got one hand on it, couldn't get the hand underneath of it, and I don't know if that hit a lineman or if one of the Lincoln players perhaps perhaps Braden Tanner getting his hand up and disrupting that ball, but it popped up, looked almost like a duck snort that the shortstop should have picked up. Doherty now back at it. Eisenhower does not huddle. Handoff, Al-Nuruddin getting out to the outside. Some good blocking. There's a swarm of Railers.
First down for the Panthers.
Going to be a first down as he crosses. He only had 2 to go, but that's a play we've seen several times, Coach, that's gone for much more than 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, he had to string it out a little farther than he wanted to, I think, and by the time he could turn it up, as you said, there was enough defenders there to run him to the outside past the sideline, and enough for the first down, but not a huge gain.
The clock just 2 seconds on the north side of 3 minutes. 21-0, Decatur Eisenhower. They have the ball. They're on Lincoln's 42-yard line. They are pushing towards another score as you join us here for Railer football on 96.3 WLCN. Coach Ken Schweitzer alongside. I'm Benjamin Yount. Caleb Doherty takes the snap, throws. That looked like a bubble screen. We're going to probably get a flag on the Railers as 2 different Railers, including Scotty Lesson, hit Caleb Doherty. It looks like late.
Yeah, I think they hit the quarterback after he threw the ball. That's the penalty, and the receiver bobbled it at first, gave the defense a time to close on him, but the penalty is going to be against roughing the passer.
Doherty, not the tallest of kids, but he's a big, thick, strong kid. Can run, can throw. He's a junior and playing a lot of ball. He's been very impressive this season. Came into the game just a couple of 100 yards, just 200 or so yards short of 1,000 yards for the season. With the way he's been chucking the ball around tonight, I think that he will be very, very close. The penalty moves the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers pretty far forward. They're now 37, 38-yard line of Lincoln. 2:56 left in the half. Decatur already up 21-0 and moving the ball. This is a new look. Two to each side. Al-Nuruddin even further back from Doherty. Takes a step up, puts his foot down. Here's the snap. Handoff. Al-Nuruddin right up the middle, and he's met by a swarm of Railer defenders, but not after a 5-yard gain.
Well, we've seen them spread the field like that before with 2 receivers on both sides, but usually they've run out of that formation. They like to throw out of the trips formation more, and sometimes to the weak side. But that time it was they're running back up the middle.
Al-Nuruddin usually standing almost right next to Doherty. That play, he lined up 2 yards deep like the stretched out I formation. Now Doherty with the snap, looks to throw. It's up. Linares almost had it. Lockwood catch, touchdown for Eisenhower. That was a play where our defender was just a head shorter than their receiver, and as high as Linares jumped, he just couldn't get his hand onto the ball. 6 more points, Decatur Eisenhower.
He had pretty good position on it, but maybe been better served instead of stopping and jumping, just keep running there and getting his face. But as you said, the receiver was Lockwood, I believe, and he made a nice catch got up on the ball.
Lockwood's a nice tall target for Caleb Doherty. Back for the PAT. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. They are not the prettiest kicks, Coach, I will tell you. They spin a lot. They don't get very high, but they always cross the bar. Now 28-0, Decatur Eisenhower. 2:16 left in the first half. I'm Benjamin Yount. He's Coach Ken Schweitzer. We're going to take a 60-second break. We'll be back with a Saturday edition of Railer Football on 96.3 WLCN.
It's in the end zone.
It was a big kick for the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers and picked up in the end zone. I think they're just going to call it as a touchback. Welcome back to the Saturday edition of Railer Football here on 96.3 WLCN. I'm Benjamin Yount, standing next to Coach Ken Schweitzer. The Railers down 28-0 to the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers. Eisenhower, an explosive offense. If you're just joining us, thanks. Hope you enjoyed Wolfstock. It's been a sloppy game for Eisenhower, though they've had big plays to punctuate scores. A lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers. Coach, what do you think so far of this Railer team?
Well, they've come out and played hard, and they swarm a little bit on defense. Offensively, they just have a hard time moving the ball because they can't move anybody on defense.
Isles now stepping up, taking a look at his offense. He's got 2 wide to each side. Yount the only back in the backfield with him. Isles back to pass, throw. Keegan Houghton with the catch. Keegan Houghton with a big number 91, showing off those hands for more than just blocking. I didn't think I'd see the day, Coach.
Well, Isles made a nice throw, led him just a little bit, and he got out behind the defender there, the linebacker, and made a nice reaching catch. Took him to the ground, but got the first down.
Anytime Fitness in Lincoln, located 716 10 North Logan Street, open 24 hours a day, all year long. Perfect place if you're busy and want to work out. 732-1155. Isles now 3 to his right, rolls out. He's going to throw it. He's got a man open. That's Tyler O'Rear. Oh, O'Rear had to step on the defender. Isles just threw it a yard beyond his grasp. We've seen now 2 passes, and both of them not rushed.
No, and he had a little time there, but he just overthrew him. And, you know, so when you rush so often, you know, you kind of get a little gun-shy about that. And he had a little more time than maybe he thought he did, but he just overthrew his receiver, who was behind the defender. He was open.
O'Rear, the sophomore, getting some serious playing time this season. He's been out on the edge because he's been able to block, that time showing off his speeds. Titus Cannon now up to the wide side of the field as Garrett Isles gets back in the shotgun, takes the snap, handoff to Andrew Yount, and as we have been saying all game, Andrew Yount tackled 2 yards deep in the backfield. Not a lot of blocking there as we go now. 3rd and 12 for the Railers from their own 30-yard line, from their own 30.
Yeah, that's you know, once again, you know, we've seen that the whole half. You know, he tries to hand off, and there's no place for him to run. I feel bad for the running backs because they get the handoff, and there's no place to go. Too many white shirts in the field of sight.
This is now going to be a bit of strategery. We got a minute and 15 left in the half. Lincoln's down 28-0. I don't know if they can draw this out to not give Eisenhower the ball back. Isles takes the snap, looks, makes the pass. Cannon almost there, but it was number 25 for the Eisenhower Panthers. Bryson Bonds called his name a couple of times today.
Well, he
knocked it down.
Yeah, he was standing right there, and the ball went right where he was and did what he was supposed to do, knock it down. And as you said, now the Railers have a 4th and long with still just over a minute to go here in the half, and they're going to have to give the ball up.
And the clock stopped on that incompletion. It would have been nice, even if not a first down, just the time to perhaps draw it out, not give this explosive offense lots of time. Isles takes the snap to make the punt. It's the pooch. He kicks it, takes a nice Lincoln roll, but Eisenhower is going to pick it up. They are going to turn, and they are going to run. Number 6, which is Jordan Young, and he's got the edge, and he is going to not be touched. I don't see any flags until he does the flip in the end zone. Going to erase the score.
Well, they'll probably count the score and you know, walk that off on the kick. But he got around the side. Where did he take that ball on? About the 30?
He took the ball about the 35. And he must have run 15 yards across the field to snake back through, and he got the edge, a couple of blocks, a lot of arm tackles. He clears, and he gets right to the goal line and takes a step, flips right into the end zone, and draws the flag.
Yeah, and, you know, from a coaching standpoint, you do something about that because that's uncalled for. That's not necessary, and yet, you know, it was a nice run return, and then the Lincoln Railers, they didn't get good angles there initially to try to stop him, and he got around the corner and then got downfield, had one man to beat, and he cut back to the inside to the end zone and beat him, and touchdown's going to count, but they'll get, you know, and that's not going to hurt him either to walk that off. It's just a bad sportsmanship.
Well, that's you know, as we say a lot of times, it's like a school on Sunday, no class. There's no need when you're up 28-0, clearly up, about to go up 35-0. There's no need to showboat and do a flip in. I imagine that there will be some extra running. That's the second time that you've seen Jordan Young make that kind of a boneheaded mistake. We're waiting as the coaches talk with the officials, trying to figure out what we're going to do about this penalty, trying to figure out how we're going to handle this. It's going to be the PAT for Decatur Eisenhower. They're about to go 35-19. 43 seconds. Coach, I said it as we watch, you don't want to give this team the ball back. I didn't think that it was going to be special teams, though.
Well, I mean, you know, that doesn't surprise me because when they've got speed like that, Lincoln has a hard time defending a full field like that. And now we're going to see a different kicker. One of the
Colton Lockwood is going to come on.
Yeah, Young has been the kicker and just getting them over, and now he's the one who drew the penalty, so Lockwood's going to try for this extra point.
I don't know if we'll see Young back in on the field. The score's not going to need him, and perhaps the coach wanting to send a bit of a message. PAT formation for the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers. Here's the snap, slow hold. It's still up. It's still ugly. It's still good. Oh, and one of the band dads goes down. Tried to make the catch. Got his feet caught up under him, and he goes down. The band, by the way, going to come and perform for us in halftime, which is going to be about 43 seconds according to the game clock. 35-0, Decatur Eisenhower. We're back in 60 seconds right here as we do a Saturday edition of Lincoln Railer Football on 96.3 WLCN. There's not very much time, just 43 seconds left on the clock here the first half. I'm Benjamin Yount, sitting next to Coach Ken Schweitzer as we call this Saturday game Lincoln Railers and the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers. Lincoln down 35-0. Just taking the kick, Alex Linares trying to get a spark, picked up that long kick, and he gets it back to about the 30. The only special teams highlight so far for this Railer team is as we look now, and Coach, we've had trouble. We got what, 3 free plays before we just ride it out into halftime. Do not want to give this ball back even with any time left on the clock.
Well, this should just be one play and should get us to the halftime. Probably, I wouldn't expect Eisenhower to take any timeouts, although they still have 3. But they're up 35-0, and certainly would not try to score again here at before the half. But I don't know. You know, the Railers, they just got to find something that they can do and get somebody that can give them a hole. And now we got a timeout here where the officials are discussing something. Did that again just a little while ago, so I don't know what they're.
We had an addition to this crew that was out last night. Just one more person on the crew, and sometimes when you change somebody with the group, it's why, you know, I'm here and not Bobby V, and it's why this is not the best of the Railer football calls. You change somebody on the team, and you never know what's going to happen. But they walked off that excessive celebration, that unsportsmanlike penalty. Eisenhower kicked it, but still Lincoln starting. At the 30, it's okay field position, but nothing too spectacular.
It'd be okay if you had 4 or 5 minutes on the clock, but with 34 seconds, there's not much time to do anything.
We're standing, waiting for the officials. They're going to yell something up. 33.1 on the clock. They want us to run down a second and a quarter.
Now what's going on?
Are we going to re-kick?
They kick from the 40. That's as close as I can get it.
We're going to do this again.
We're going to,
hold on.
This is what this is what makes calling high school football games on the radio fun.
What I think they must have done is not walked off the penalty.
They just kicked from the 40.
Now they realize that, so they're going to do it over.
We're resetting. It is nothing but entertaining here at the at Handlin Field, the rail yard, as we like to call it. So we'll kick again. Nothing has changed. Still under a minute to go. I think we're going to end up with 33 seconds on the clock. 35-0. The Decatur Eisenhower Panthers. They will kick the ball from the 25 because of the excessive celebration penalty. There was a punt return, and the
all right, I got it.
the junior. The junior defensive back, Jordan Thomas, flips in the communication system.
We got 43.1 seconds here left, and just getting the clock set.
The communication system here from the box,
I think it's 43.
Is all yells and shouts.
Okay.
So we're trying to get 43.1 seconds to. There we go. Now we have the clock set. Now Decatur Eisenhower is pushed all the way back to kick from the 25.
Yeah, and this is all because the officials made a mistake to begin with on the where to kick.
Yeah, you would think that. I mean, Decatur Eisenhower isn't going to say, "Hey guys, aren't we supposed to kick off from back here?" No, they're going to take it from where it is.
Well, yeah.
Colton Lockwood, the big target receiver, is going to be back to make the kick, and he approaches the ball, puts foot to leather. It's sort of a squib. Keegan Houghton picks it up, and he just falls right down. Probably one of the smarter moves that he's made.
I suppose he could have got past midfield, but better to take it there and secure it than to take a chance of losing it.
It took 2 steps and went to the ground. Good heady play by the receiver. receiver wearing number 91. When you see a receiver wearing 91, Coach, I think it tells you a little bit about their role on the field. But Houghton with a good catch, flashing his hands here on the Saturday.
We'd like to see the Railers get past midfield. I don't think, looking at our sheet there, that they've been past midfield, right to it, but I'm not sure they've been past it. So
got close on a penalty, and then I think ran up the middle and lost 3 or 4 yards. But with 40.3 seconds, down 35-0, a couple of try to move the ball forward, but certainly not going to do anything to give the ball back.
Tight formation here, so they're just going to.
Isles delayed handoff. Yount on the cutback, and he had room to run, but he got knocked down. That was Bryson Bonds coming up from his middle linebacker position, and it was a shoestring tackle. Bonds sliding, and if he doesn't get his foot, that could have been a big game.
Could have got some yards out of that had that not happened, but that's what good defenders do. They come up and make plays.
Second down, 10, clock ticking down. We're at 15 seconds. I'm not sure we're going to get this playoff if they don't hustle. 10 seconds now on the clock, 35-0. Isles hustling the team up, trying to get the snap. Yount takes his position. 5 seconds now on the clock. Here's the snap. Isles rolls to his left, and he steps right out of bounds, but there's no time left. Avoided the hit. And it's halftime. 35-0 for the Decatur Eisenhower Panthers as the teams head off to the locker rooms to regroup halfway down. This explosive team is what we thought it would be. The band getting ready to come on, and the band director back up. He tried to catch one of those extra points and get his feet caught up under him. We're gonna take a 2-minute break and be back here for the big halftime extravaganza from Handlin Field. Back in 120 seconds with Railer football on WLCN.